Welcome everybody. If you want to dominate in Borderlands 4, I've got 9 pro tips and tricks plus a secret one at the end if you're still around then, that will take your gameplay to the next level. Even if you're new to the series or a veteran that's been around for a long time, let's get into the video. I've got something for everyone. First up, let's talk reloading tips. Did you know you can throw grenades whilst in a reload animation? This cancels out a little bit of the time, making it slightly faster, allowing you to keep the pressure on the enemies without wasting time and keep that DPS nice and high. Now, if you're rocking the hot slugger shotgun, this actually means that you can technically just fire without ever reloading, but also if you want to fire the hot slugger shotgun faster, after firing immediately hitting the reload key and then firing again allows you to fire it almost twice as fast. Don't sleep on this, get using it. Tip number 2. Utility rocking the singularity payload, or aka the black holes, are absolutely broken if you use them right. They can pretty much deal with any small target to large target as long as it's not a boss. Now, you can get these on torque grenades with homing effects which act like predator missiles. You've got a problem, you just throw one up in the air and it sorts everything out. Act of God level stuff right there. Some of them can pack massive AoE damage. And if you're not using them yet, try adding them to your loadout. It's a lot of fun, even if it doesn't produce a lot of damage. Some don't even do damage at all, but damn, it's fun. Tip number 3, we're going to talk about the damage types in Borderlands. And these are things that you should know before building out certain characters. Cryo and radiation are the two to go for, as one is really effective against armor and one's really effective against shields, and they're both mediocre against health. Now that is fantastic to just get 2 really good versions of a weapon, one in cryo, one in radiation, and absolutely melt everything, can only switch between the two. Keeps it nice and simple. Number 4, finally at last. Like I said, we would get into the shields and armor. Shields still are shields at the end of the day, but armor is kind of new to Borderlands 4. Armor will be broken up into segments and it will have a percentage damage reduction and then so many segments with a total armor rating. The total armor rating, let's say for example my barrage, fireworks, shield or whatever it's called, there's an armor rating of 982 with 3 segments. Okay, so it's just broken down into 3 sections. That's nice and simple, but it has a 26% per damage hit to me reduction overall. But this shield has some really cool things. It has on-kill spawns missiles that home in on nearby targets, dealing 666 damage each. And then it also has Missile Swarm on segment breaking, launches 3 missiles that do 133 damage each. So basically, you hurt me, intercontinental ballistic missiles to your front doorstep, and if I absolutely pimp slap you, you get a missile shoved right up your ass. Number 5, the grappling view tilt. Now, if you're a fan of car accidents and having whiplash, then I suppose keep the setting on. It's not necessarily a night and day difference, but if you have it off and then you turn it back on, it is horrible to have back on. I turned it on just to record this clip and it was bad. Just try turning it off, it makes the movement feel so much smoother. Number 6. We've got some movement tech here. Now, if you add an additional keybind to your move forward, for example, mine's W, I'm going to rebind this to V as an additional bind. So I still have W to move around normally, but then if I hit V, it will also act as a move forward key. Now, you can't do this on console, but you can do this with timing to get the same effect. It's just not as effective as it is on PC. Now, you also want to rebound the sprint/dash as well with the same key as you put on your move forward key. And what it will allow you to do is when pressing space to jump plus this key at the same time, and then you do this super boost. You can do this off of cliffs, edges to gain a great amount of movement to go far and wide, getting you around the map nice and quick. Number 7, go outside and touch grass. Oh, that's my to-do list. Right, back to the script. Turning radar on. Well, what do I mean by this? Well, in the settings, you can actually change your radar from being inside the compass at the top of the screen to back to like an old school radar, which makes everything a lot more cleaner, and it makes it much easier to deter the distance that those enemies are from you, meaning that the gameplay is smoother. It's much easier to find and hunt your next target, especially when you're in those intense situations where there's loads of stuff going on. Really helps clean it up. There's also something called focus mode, and you can also turn that on as well, cleaning up that compass bar just a little bit more. Number 8, the loot. Check it, please, for the love of God. Now, Borderlands loot has always been crazy. Modifiers, statistics, crazy things. Check the underbarrels, check the weapon, random perks. Sometimes they have Jacob parts allowing ricochets. Some things will allow you to amp up your next shot, granting 200% more damage. You could be sitting on a blue item that is more powerful than your best legendary. Finally, we've made it to number 9. If you're still here, leave a like, subscribe, maybe drop a comment, tell me what you want me to cover next. Now, this tip is not flicking the bobbleheads around the map like you flick beans when you're running into the hot zones, cracking skulls. No, no, no. You can actually use your stim whilst using your ultimate ability, or like for example the Spider-Man-y arc knife claw things that Rafa has here. I can still stim, so I can keep my health regen all good to go, amp up my damage. Insanely powerful thing to utilize. What's that? A 10th tip? It's a bonus tip for everyone that's stuck around to the end. Now, this game is poorly optimized Lands 4 in reality, and I have a tip to how to stop your game from crashing as much. Here's what you gotta